Hello and welcome to channel Duello. In Gwent's game this month, we don't see any balance updates, and everyone's playing the same decks as the last month, and it is kind of boring right now for Gwent players. That's why most of the people are, testing the draft mode. It is kind of fun, but there are no rewards in draft mode, so I got kind of bored after playing a few trials and went back to playing regular decks. But I think it's time to test some other decks. Well, the meta decks are kind of obvious. We know their strengths and weaknesses. It's fun to play with different decks, and that's why I chose Syndicate's Blood Money in this video. Before moving forward with the video, I'd like to mention that there will be a balance patch in this month, maybe in the next couple of days. This is like a rumor, but they told me that one of the Gwent, one of the key guys in the Gwent team, told that there will be a mid-month balance patch. It is kind of strange because the new expansion is near, and so it doesn't make sense to make changes. Only a few weeks left, so if the new expansion arrives, so that will be an automatic balance patch there with the addition of new cards and new mechanics, so we'll see. Anyway, back to the video. Well, this Blood Money list isn't actually particularly interesting or anything new. I just like to play with classic Syndicate, and Hidden Cache is obviously the best choice here, but I want to try something different, so I kind of miss the Blood Money's leader ability. It is kind of a strong ability, and right now in this meta, being able to kill one of my opponent's units up to 8 power is kind of a big deal. So I want to test it out and see if it really works. And I will share 2 of my videos and make post-game commentary on them. I hope you'll like it. About the deck, I don't want to talk about all of the cards in this deck. It's not much different from the classic Syndicate play. Well, we have Passiflora, obviously, and I can't think of a classic Syndicate deck without Passiflora. And in addition, we have Jack. And this is not a devotion deck, so Jack doesn't go into the final form, but the second form is what we need anyway. We don't need the third form, so it's really a great power point slam, and it's nice to have a point slam card in a short round, so Jack is pretty good. And then we have Philippa, another Syndicate staple, obviously, no need to talk about her. And we have Heatwave, and this is the reason we're playing non-devotion. But even if we're not playing Heatwave, there is really not a great payoff cards, for playing devotion. Unfortunately, Syndicate's devotion cards are really not that great, so that is kind of a bad design in my opinion. Look at Skellige's devotion cards; they're amazing. So. Anyway, so we can use Heatwave at least. Other than that, Oniromancy could have been an option, but Vivaldi Bank, is kind of similar. And obviously, if you draw Oniromancy, you can play it twice. But Vivaldi Bank is only 9 provisions, so I kind of like Vivaldi Bank in Syndicate lists better than Oniromancy. I have Imke for extra coins, for generating extra coins. They usually answer MK, but at least I get 2 coins from her once. And I have Azar Javed. Azar Javed is still a pretty good defender. I tested out without using him, and it turned out to be disaster. Javed is really important at protecting Passiflora, and he was able to protect it most of the time. And being able to proc all the chapters of Passiflora is huge. So I kind of need Azar Javed in this deck at least. Other than that, we have obvious choice, Flying Redanian, and then to proc the Passiflora chapter, we have Adriano, and I have Soul, obviously, again another standard choice for Syndicate decks. I have Orson's Freak Show, and sometimes it's not really good to, you know, make your units taller than they need to be. You know, making Sea Jackal or Urchin, you know, huge is not great in this meta. So spending coin with Orson's Freak Show could be better in certain cases, and I kind of like my choice here, and it turned out to be really good using him. As long as he stays on the board, obviously. And what about the bronzes? We have two Slice Seductresses as blind eye choices, and they're good proactive plays. I have a single Payday. This could be really useful. And even if you don't hit 5 damage, you know, the remaining damage turns into coins, which is really nice. And then I have 5 poison targets, which are Mutated Hounds, 2 of Fistek, and 2 of Fistek Trafficker. So as you see, there are a lot of control options here. I mean, 5 poison units, 5 poison cards, Orson Freak Show, a Payday, the Leader ability, and Heat Wave. And so I mean, I can't generate a lot of points like Hidden Cache, but I have much more control options here. And I kind of like playing these kinds of decks. I like control decks. So even if I lose some games, at least I'm having fun while playing this deck. What about other bronzes? Well, I have 2 beggars here. You know, that kind of completes the blind ice packages. If I don't use them, I don't have enough blind ice to, you know, proceed with Passiflora. So, and beggars have bonded. If I somehow manage to, you know, play both of them, they will generate 2 + 4, 6 coins. So not bad, I guess. Well, that's the deck. And finally, the stratagem is Magic Lamp. I could have used Tiger's Eye here, but I kind of like Magic Lamp better in Blood Money lists. And I need coins from Tiger's Eyes as well, but you know, I don't have a lot of spenders, and I don't want to, again, boost my Sea Urchin or Sea Jackal a lot. So having a 5 power body, I think it's kind of better, at least in this list. But with Hidden Cache, I think Tiger's Eye is a better choice. Well, that's the deck, and I have 2 sample videos for you. I hope you like them, and thank you for watching, and see you at the end of the video. Bye-bye. Let's start with our first game. We're queued up against monsters in this first game, and the leader ability is Frost, White Frost. And we have the red coin, which is really great, because we will struggle against monsters if Syndicate is playing blue coin. Okay, so this is not overwhelming hunger, so it's not a tier 1 or tier 2 deck, but Frost is not bad at all, and it could be really a good matchup for them, you know, to shut down our engines. I mean, we'll have a lot of Frost damage because we will have plenty of units, especially when Passiflora is on the board. So it's not a great matchup for us, but at least there's not a threat of Miruna, Manticore, and other annoying stuff. Anyway, let's take a look at our mulligan choices here. We have 3 poison options. No, not 3, actually 4 poison options here. And it's really nice, because, you know, monsters have big units and poison is really good. And what do we send here? We may not beat Sea Jackal in the first round, but again, we draw the other copy, so I'm kind of scared of drawing the Flying Redanian, so I prefer to keep the hand. But I didn't pay attention to the stratagem they were using. So this is Crystal Skull, and it's not really nice against Syndicate, because Syndicate prefers to play poisons in the first round, and that is a huge defense against that. Why? Because if I try to poison one of their units, my opponent will be using the Crystal Skull, and I won't be able to complete the poison. But I have 4 poison options, so regardless of the Crystal Skull, I will be able to poison at least one unit. But still, it would have been nice if my opponent had been using the Djinn or Tactical Advantage. I started with Street Urchin to get the 3 coin, and planning to get more coins from Fistek and hopefully play Soul in this round, but it looks like I won't be able to do that because I need to use Fistek and then Fistek Trafficker and one of my units, so that won't be, I mean, it's really optimistic if I can do that. And my opponent started with the Dominance guys, thinned out his deck, and then played the Warrior using the Dominance and killed my Urchin. Now I don't have a Spander, but I don't think I need that because I have Sea Jackal. Well, it looks like I gotta use Fistek on one of the Wildland Riders. Obviously my opponent will be using the stratagem on the poisoned unit. The poisoned unit will get bigger and will be protected against the second poison because that unit will have Whale on it. But I mean, my objective was to get the 4 coins. So now I'm up to 7 coins. I didn't play any units, so my opponent needs to play a proactive card. And therefore he goes for Naglfar, and here comes Goliath. Well, Goliath is a great poison target. However, if I kill Goliath, what will my card will be? Because if I kill Goliath, my highest powered unit will be spawned, and it's either Adriano or Jack. If it is Jack, that would be a disaster. If it's Adriano, it's somewhat okay, but I don't think I should kill Goliath then, because it's too risky. I don't want to sacrifice my next round, or the final round, you know, just to get the first round. So it's 25-0. I think it's better to just play a card and then pass. So here's Sea Jackal. I could have used the Horde and, you know, boosted the Jackal up to 7, but no need. I mean, I need the coins for the next round. So my opponent kills the Jackal, so it's really obvious that I need to pass here. Well, my opponent will bleed me out, probably, because it's monsters, and monster is really good at short rounds. But this deck is also good in long rounds, because they have Frost. And in order for Frost to be efficient, they need longer rounds. Okay, so what do we have here? We have Passiflora, so if bleed comes, we'll be able to defend, probably using Passiflora. I have 3 poisons, so Sand's one of them, and it looks like I don't have a second blind eye here, and here comes the second blind eye. So I can play Passiflora in this round if I'm forced too much. It looks like I have a dry pass card in one of the blind eyes here. Okay, so what will my opponent play here? I totally expect some kind of bleed here. Maybe a short bleed.
Naivety is a fool's blessing.
Well, here comes Red Riders, the Frost card. Not Art Gate. Looks like my opponent is trying to thin out his deck. I don't expect this to be a long bleed here. Well, at least I can avoid one row of Frost here. I played Horse on Freak Show and then kill the Queen. And my opponent passes, the Horse on Freak Show will get 2 damage. So I think it's a fair trade, you know. But my opponent keeps playing, obviously. He has the Bruiser, and he moves the Horse on Freak Show, so I won't be able to use him again, because he's in range row right now. But, you know, I wasn't planning to use him anymore, so that's fine. I even decided to poison the Freak Show and get more coins. Now it's 7-4. Depending on what my opponent play, I'll try to answer it. I mean, if my opponent keeps pushing, I think it's a good time to play Passiflora in the next turn. We'll see, because I don't want to play Jack in this round. And also Azar into, and then Sol could have been an option, but my opponent decides to pass. He doesn't want to risk losing the last say. As I said previously, I mean that Frost deck is quite good in the long rounds. So I use Sly Seductress. I think it's the worst card in my hand. Well, I didn't use obviously Beggar because the points isn't enough. I don't have a spender to get spend those coins, so Seductress was basically my only option here. Okay, so I need to find another blind eye now. Well, there are no blind eyes, but at least I have the bank here. Will I need another poison? I don't think so. So I think I should send the other fist deck as well. Well, we got a blind eye and MK. The hand looks pretty decent. I have 2 blind eyes. I wish I had Adriano as well. But we'll manage somehow. So how do we start here? Well, my opponent is playing Devotion. We saw it from the spawning of Queen, Frost Queen. Well, we didn't, I mean, I didn't see the Queen thrive, but I mean, nobody plays Queen if they're playing non-Devotion, so it's a strong possibility that my opponent is playing Devotion, so there is no Heatwave threat here. I can straight away, you know, play Passiflora, but that Peaches will be vulnerable to any kind of damage, so I decide to, you know, play the Defender first, and then play MK next to him. In the meantime, I mean, my opponent will probably use one of the leader abilities to get rid of the Defenders here. And so it is kind of a bait, you know, to spend the leaders on those Defenders. And here comes one of the leader chargers. One of the Defenders will cease to exist in the next turn. But there is still one more Defender. And that Defender is taken care of by Ada Striga. But at the same time, Striga could have you know, hit for 4 points, but instead he only hit for 1. I mean, deducted 1 of my points, so I think it's a good trade. And right now that Frost damage is damaging nobody. So I play MK, and I guarantee that MK will be moved or destroyed, but at least I will get 2 coins. I can hit Striga with my leader. I decided to use that. I mean, I thought about using it, but changed my mind. You know, there could have been a better target in the following turns. Well, unfortunately, the opponent didn't need to use the leader ability. He had another bruiser, so moving MK was a better choice, and she was moved to the roll with already Frost on it, so it took extra 2 damage. And I think it's Passiflora time. I don't think we need to delay it further. I have 4 coins. And over profiting is also important, so I go for Jacques here. Why? Because it looks like the 2 blind eyes I have will cause me to over profit. So that's why I need to play the spender first, spend those 4 coins, and then play the other 2 blind eyes. At the same time, I'm kind of losing value on Passiflora. I mean, it's not a really good idea to delay playing it, but it's obvious here. I don't want to over profit. My opponent is thinking about doing something. Here comes Oberon with his 3rd form, so it's affirmed that my opponent is playing Devotion, and found somewhat a worse choice. Just purifies it. Obviously Conquer could have been the best choice here. It's still 11 point play, so that's not bad. Now it's Passiflora time. Here comes the Peaches, and also while playing this, you know, in this turn, I mean, I have 4 Horde here. If I played it in the previous turn instead of playing Jacques, Peaches wouldn't have, you know, taken advantage of the Horde. And here comes the second leader ability. Now my opponent is out of abilities. Jacques is being moved to melee row, and it looks like my opponent, you know, wants to take over the dominance, and plays Imlerith, and discards Conqueror, 7-point discard, and since it's a wild-type unit, gets boosted by 1 thanks to Oberon. So what do we play here? I have 4 coins. If I play Street Urchins, I need to spend all my coins before playing that. But I mean, Urchins is kind of more valuable, so I think I'd better play the Beggar first. So in order not to profit, I play the Beggar, gain 2 coins, and gain 6 more coins from the Passiflora. And now I have 9 coins, and Flying Redanian comes out. Okay, now it's 31 to 31. It's a draw, but there is a frost on my melee row, so I lose 2 points. It's really important to keep at least one of the spenders, and it's nice that I have another spender in my hand. Here comes Eridan. Eridan is bad news. 2 more frosts on the melee row, and now frost is hitting for 3 points. I have to find a solution for that. I was planning to use Soul, but I think I need to kill or steal Eridan. If I steal Eridan, I mean, I will lose a lot of coins. I decided to go on with playing another Blind Eye and getting another Seductress out. And then I think I should use my leader ability to kill Eridan. So I spent 2 coins and gained 2 more coins from killing Eridan, because 8 minus 6 is 2. And I'm back to 9 coins. Now I can play Soul in the next round. And also I got rid of the extra damage caused by Eridan. Parasite into Seductress. That was kinda an overkill. My opponent could have waited for a couple of more turns. I don't know why he did that. And here comes Soul. And gets boosted by 3 because I have 9 coins in the bank. Now I have a bigger lead here. And it looks like my opponent has Imler's Wrath in his hand. Because he's really, you know, trying to make sure that he has dominance. I was planning to kill Emerith with Imler's Wrath, but I had to develop Passiflora and the engines first. Now I think it's a great time to kill Imlerith. And now I'm up by 13, and at the end of turn it's going to be 16, and my opponent concedes because he probably had Imler's Wrath in the hand, and that Heatwave kind of destroyed my opponent's plans, and my opponent decided to concede. There's a lot of engine value on my side, so my opponent can't overcome that. And playing Devotion is not a good idea sometimes, at least against some certain decks. Okay, so let's continue to our next game. In this game, I'm playing against Scoia'tael. And Scoia'tael, this is not Nature's Gift or Precision Strike, instead it's Elves. So we're expecting obviously Feign Death here. And I'm playing first. I have blue coin, so I need to find some proactive cards here. What are my options? Well, Poisoned isn't really valuable here, but at least I have Fist Deck to get me some coins. I sent out one of the Urchins, obviously, sent away Redanian. I think I don't need Beggar, and Imke is a nice choice. I may decide to use her in the first round. I started with Urchin.
Don't get caught. Hit him between the legs.
Actually, this is not a great idea to play the Urchin on the range row because of the Bowman. But doesn't matter because it's only 2 powered right now. And I will have a Spander in horse on freak show if necessary. My opponent smartly takes out the Urchin with a cheap card. I need coins, but before that I gotta develop some maybe engines. Let's play Seductress and see if my opponent has Rebuke. And naturally my opponent plays Nature's Rebuke. I think it's worth playing Imka right now. I don't expect another Rebuke here. Let's see. I could have used Shield on Imke, but it's kind of overkill. And my opponent goes for Forest Protector and plays the Rebuke from the graveyard once again and boosts the Protector up to 7. Now I have a legit poison target here. 7 is really good. I'm down to 6 cards. I don't want to flip the lamp here. If my opponent passes, by the way, I have 9 coins and Redanian comes out. If my opponent passes, it's guaranteed that we will play long round. So my opponent needs to decide whether to give me round control or just, you know, go along with playing long round. And elf decks are really good at long round, so I don't think it will be a bad call to pass here. Okay, my opponent passes as expected.
Premium grade won't find any better.
I have to check though. Should I use Fistek Trafficker? I think so. I mean, I'd rather hold on to Payday here. Payday could be useful. So I just poison the tree there and then take the round. But obviously I can't play another card in the next round. Because I'm down to 5 cards. I can maybe play 1 card just to go down to 7 cards. No Passiflora here, only 1 Blind Eye. I need to find another gold card, obviously. I sent Payday and here comes Fistek Trafficker once again. This is not a good hand at all. Maybe I can start with, you know, Seductress and then poison Seductress, but it's too risky. I can lose my last say here. I think it's better to dry pass. And now I'm gonna play against one of the better long round decks. It's too risky. My opponent has all the leader ability, but I have a Heat Wave. I can Heat Wave the Feign Death, and I have Azar, so if I draw my Passiflora, I may be okay. Okay, my opponent plays 2 cards, and the second card he plays guarantees that he'll draw one of the crucial cards in his deck. So that's quite smart, and also dumped 2 of his worthless bronze cards here. Okay, let's hope we draw Passiflora, and here it is. And another Blind Eye. I actually have 3 Blind Eyes, so I don't think I need Beggar and the poisons. I mean, elves are at most 5 or 6 power, so poison isn't really that good. This hand looks okay though. And looking at the deck, I gotta find actually Philippa. Well, Urchin is an upgrade over Beggar at least. Well, it looks like I'm gonna be missing one of my gold cards. My opponent immediately starts with Feign Death, and I just Heat Wave it without hesitation. But before passing the end round button, well, that looks like an engine over there. So if I don't do something about it, that's gonna get bigger and bigger. Yeah, I think it's a good leader target. I don't think I will find a better target in the following rounds. So let's just kill it with blood money and get 4 more coins. And now I have 6 coins, and those coins could be valuable in the following turns. So I'm in a good position here. And here comes Vernasiel. A proactive Vernasiel for 11 points. If my opponent keeps playing to that row, I mean, I could get a he could get a great value using rows. If he has Oak or Yavin, we'll see. Anyway, I play Azar. I don't think there's any way that he can kill 2 of my defenders in 1 turn. Just takes out one of them. I gotta play Passiflora immediately. And then proc the first chapter with one of my blind eyes. But I have 6 coins, so I gotta be careful with that. So my first option should be Stactress, I guess, or Adriana maybe. Yeah, Adriana seems like a better choice. You know, by the way, the other defender is gone. I pay tribute, I go down to 3 coins and then get 6 more coins from the Passiflora. So it's 9 coins, and then Flying Redanian comes out. So far so good. We managed to play first chapter and only 1 chapter remaining, and that will be one of the seductresses. I mean the seductress itself, and then another seductress will spawn, and hopefully I will have 3 seductresses on board. My opponent now has more than 5 elves, and Aileron comes out on his side. Well, this is a misplay on my side. There's really no need to do this. I mean, I could have played the seductress first. I don't know, maybe I was planning to play something with my coins, but this is really unnecessary. I mean, in my second waving, I didn't like this play at all. I kind of lost 1 point here. No, at least even more than 1 point, because another seductress will have been spawned. So this was definitely a misplay. And Squirrel is really a bad card, so my opponent was unlucky with the mulligans, obviously. And after a unnecessary play, I right now play the seductress, and now I have 3 of them. Well, if my opponent has Scorch, at least I won't be. I will be, you know, free. I mean, I won't get threatened by Scorch. Well, here comes the elves and Isengrim, and a massive point slam there. Well, it could have been worse, you know. At least it's not that. I forgot the name. Okay. I think it's time to play Freak Show and kill the elves. Right now I'm trying to reduce Yavin value and kill 2 of my opponent's elves. I don't think I need a lot of you know, money here, and I don't want really tall units. That's why I decided to take the Horse on Freak Show route. It looks like my opponent used 2 Nature Rebukes and the Forest Protector. I don't think he has any removal, unless Yavin. And I don't think he has Yavin. He wasn't able to draw it. Here comes Heatwave. And Heatwave just killed the Peaches. Well, it was a cheap Heatwave, so no objections here. I use Bank. What I'm trying to do is actually get more coins from Bank, because there are no cards that I want. I mean, Soul is redundant right now. And with 6 coins, I plan to deal 6 more damage. This is also a misplay. I should have killed Isengrim here, because, you know, with more elves, Isengrim will be bigger. Instead, I decide to kill one of the owls there. I mean, these small mistakes are sometimes important, and that could cost me to lose the game. Well, this is an odd play. Toruviel is a really good raw punish card, but instead of using raw punish, my opponent uses the melee option. You know, deal 2 damage to 2 units. Why is that? Because the remaining card is Geralt, and if he had used the raw ability here on the range row, Seductress will be 8 powered when Geralt comes out, so there will be no Geralt of Rivia targets. So smart play by my opponent there. And now I use Urchin and leave the best card in my hand. It looks like a victory right now for me. And I keep spending the coins with Freak Show. And right now there is no escape from Geralt, but Geralt won't play a lot of points, so it's only killing a 9 power unit, so it's 12 point Geralt. And my opponent obviously concedes. This shows that, you know, I mean, what ended, what was the reason that I won the game? Well, I protected my scenario, my opponent wasn't able to protect it. That was a difference maker, obviously, and Passiflora, I mean, my opponent wasn't able to heat wave my Passiflora, so that's the point difference there. Well, I hope you liked this video, those 2 games, and I hope to see you in another Duello video in the future. And if you like the video, don't forget to hit thumbs up, and bye bye.